right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Tuesday, August 17th. That's right, folks. We had a marathon week last week. We've got a pretty light week on the calendar this week, only 2 events. We've got a cooking class at Cafe Max where Oliver Sassi will be displaying his prowess with French cuisine. And awful lot of butter, I can tell you right now. I'm going to be using that class. All right, and then Friday night, we've got our vintage Bordeaux tasting here at the store. And sorry, folks, that one's sold out. A lot of the events here at the store do sell out a week ahead of time or so on and so forth. We do have a great lineup next week, another marathon week. I think we got 4 or 5 events going on, 4 events going on next week. And to top it off, we've got our vintage Australian tasting on the 27th. Which we still do have some seats left here in the store. That tasting is a value at $95 a person. And yes, that does include food. We don't plug these events as dinners here in the store because the focus is always the wine here, folks. That's what we do at the Wine Watch. All right, and you know, it's hot out there, man. I'll tell you what. I've been trying to find some light and refreshing wines here for the summertime to quench you people's thirst out there. And our good friends at La Spinetta just came out with a few white wines, and they've just arrived, ironically enough. I got an email this morning. So we were to be the first people on the block to offer these wines. Giorgio has got a Vermentino from his Tuscan property, and this wine is light and fresh. A little bit of spritz on the nose, on the palate, which gives you the impression of effervescence, a little bit of rosemary, pine, some really interesting light flavors there. Also, in addition to the fruit, it's got some other things there. Really a nice little playful wine, and like I said, light and refreshing at $16.50, pretty light on the pocketbook. Also, well, these guys have been looking for some other white wines because the portfolio is mostly red here, folks. And since these guys started their own import company, they realized we need a few white wines. Well, you know, anything that they do at Indigenous Selections is going to be a varietal. It's indigenous to that particular region, or it's going to be typical of that region. And the wine that they've found, I think they found a great white wine here. A very hot area in Italy, not just climactically hot. It's hot because there's a lot of activity right now, a lot of really neat stuff coming out of Campania. We've got a Fiano di Avellino from Rocco del Principe, which is a winery that is on the move here. Gambero Rosso voted them one of the up-and-comers of 2009, and this wine is fresh, another fresh, dry white. Fiano di Avellino is the varietal, and this wine's got a little bit of petrol and smokiness to it, but some nice, refreshing citrus, a little hint of balsamic, and pink grapefruit, and even a little basil coming out in this wine. Very typical of a wine that's indigenous to this region. All right, we get all the indigenous plugs we got in there. All right, folks, and guess what else I found in the store? Well, I was looking around and thinking about La Spinetta today. Man, we've got an incredible collection of magnums from every single estate that the Rivettis own in Italy now. And Campi Barolo, we even have the very first vintage, a 98-point wine, the Wine Spectator, drinking absolutely beautiful right now on this offer in magnum format. We also have Starderi Barbaresco. We have Galena Barbaresco from the 01 vintage, almost 10 years old. These wines drinking beautiful. 01 was a classic vintage, a wine you can open up today or cellar for another 15 or 20 years. And then we've got some new wines from Giorgio's property in Tuscany, the Sassantino and the Casanova wine. Check it out on today's offer. All of the stuff we've got in the store from La Spinetta is on there also, including the olive oil. That's right, folks. All right, I'm your host, Andrew Lampasone, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.